Shruti, you can start now. Shruti,
Start பண்ணலாமா சார்?
you can start now.
A warm welcome to one and all present here. I am Shruti Kantra, member of IEEE branch, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, St. Joseph Institute of Technology. I am happy to host today's webinar on web designing. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all. Now, I would like to extend my first and foremost gratitude to our Honorable Chairman, Sir. Sir,
Hello, sir.
sir, it's now. Hello. Sir,
In the light of today's event, I would like to thank our chairman, Dr. Babu Manoharan sir, Managing Director, Mrs. B. J.C. Priya ma'am, Director, Mr. Sashi Shekhar sir, and Principal sir, Dr. B. Ravichandran. I would also thank our professor and Head of Staff and Student Affairs, Dr. C. Jnana Kausalya ma'am, and Lab Affairs, Dr. G. Rohini ma'am, for their ceaseless support. It's time to introduce about today's speaker, Mr. Aravindhan. Aravindhan is a member of IEEE RAS, student volunteer of Electronics and Robotics Club, involved in
Ma'am,
volunteering activities of IEEE.
uh,
And now it's time to start the session. Aravindhan, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Shruti. Hello, good evening to one and all present here. And I thank my management and all the staff members for giving me this opportunity. Now, before getting into the section, let me say about the different types of applications in your mobile. First is a native app. Okay, native apps are built specifically for a mobile devices operating system, and the native app is one of that is installed directly on the smartphone and can work in most cases with no internet connectivity, depending on the nature of the app. The benefits of the native app are that it can work independently on the web, but most are pulling information or the function from the web. There is an aspect of behind the scenes in the native app that is presenting the web content within the app itself scans the browser. The native app can work much faster by harassing the power of the processor and can access a specific hardware like GPS. In some cases, the smartphones, the applications can control the device and act as a control itself. So the technology used in a native app are the coding materials such as Java, Kotlin, and Python, Shift, or Objective-C or C++ are used to build this native app. Some of the examples of native apps are Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, etc. Next is web app. Web app behaves similarly to native app but are accessed via a browser on your mobile devices. The web app has a fortune of being used on various devices with the only requirement being a web browser and an internet connection. As long as the web app is written for cross-browser compatibility, then you are on a roll. The technology used to design the web apps are HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, Ruby, and similar programming languages that are used to develop the web app. So here you can see the pros and cons of the web app, and here it says that it is easier to maintain and the user don't run out of storage for the web apps. And the disadvantages of web apps are it depends on the browser. It means that browser compatibility. You can run web apps on Google Chrome, and something cannot run on Google Chrome. And next is the internet connection, which is necessary for the web app to run, and may not always integrate with the device hardware. And next is the hybrid apps. Hybrid apps are is a software application that combines elements of both native app and web applications. Hybrid apps are essentially web apps that have been put in a native app shell. Once they are downloaded from an app store, they and installed locally, the shell is able to connect to whatever compatibilities the mobile platform provides through a browser that's embedded in the app. The browser and its plugin run on the back end and are invisible to the end user. So the technology used in hybrid apps are Ionic and Objective-C, Shift, HTML5, etc. And some of the examples of hybrid apps are Instagram, Evernote, and Uber, Gmail, Twitter, etc. So coming to point, our app is based on web app, which means it is a web application and it can only run on a website. So it is not built for the iOS such as Apple. It can run on Android. So now first is about us tab. So in about us tab, it explains the details provided by the respective government. In this case, we have used Uttarakhand government. So in this hackathon, we are insisted to do 36 apps, including the unit territories. We chose Uttarakhand for this presentation, and here in the about us tab, they say about their services provided for this COVID-19 situation, like e-pass and corona updates in their respective states, and their helpline numbers. And next, coming to like blood bank. So this option we have attached because this uh, this feature provides a reliable platform to connect to the local blood donors with the patients, and and this feature creates a communication channel through the authentic clinics whenever a patient needs a blood donation, and it is a useful tool to find the compatible blood donors who can receive blood and request post in their local areas. Clinics can use this web application to maintain the blood donation activity and the blood donation activity. So here we have attached the official blood donation site of this our government, and here you can choose your state, district, and exact location, and exact blood group which is needed, and here's the availability of the blood groups which the government has posted. So that's it with the blood donation feature. So next feature we have included is the doctor facility. So this is important when you need to see a doctor but can't find the right time to make it happen, or maybe you are in a location that makes it difficult. So this feature can be helpful in this case. And depending upon the issue, this feature may be the answer, or at least a solution for non-emergency concern. So here we have attached a small. Once application is given to government, respective government, they can post their doctors, active doctors, based on their reliability and the stars given by this, such as the users. Next feature or the module we have attached to our app is donation feature. So here we have posted the PM videos about the government, and World Health Organization videos, updated videos about coronavirus, and here is the donation option. So this directs you to the PM healthcare fund, so you can donate here. So next module is that break the chain feature. This is important when here we have attached two important options, such as when you are when you think that you are infected to the virus, so that you want to inform to the government, you can click here report, and we ask some of the info, important information such as name, mobile number, house, address, etc., and the symptoms that you feel that you are affected to the COVID-19, and you can tick this option and report to the government. Next important option we have attached to this feature is order option. Here, this feature is useful when some of the old people cannot buy the medicines they needed in this pandemic situation. So we have attached this feature so that they can ask the necessary medicine they wanted, and they should attach their prescription here. So our medical team or any other people who are in this in charge will supply these medicines. And we also attach the World Health Organization's sites, so that they get updated day by day to the coronavirus. And we also attach the official websites of the respective states and so the next module is that Kids Corner. Uh, Here we have attached a small game so that kids can play with this app. It's a small game they can play. So next is the MSME portal. So MSME stands for micro, small, and medium enterprises. Here, this site is actually under developing. This site is actually under developing. So we need to update this site, and we have also attached the MSME portals, MSME companies in the respective states. We have also attached the Ministry of government, official government website, so that they reflect the benefits from this. For the companies, and they can get the bank loans and get a easy license and approval for their companies, and can provide the user certificate for their companies and any other. Next is a vocational course. Vocational course is this course is, prepares learners for the job that are based in the manual or practical activities. Traditionally non-academic and totally related to the specific trade and occupation or vocation. Hence the term in which the learner participate. So this is the official website that the government provides. They, they can get benefited from this. So next is the COVID-19 portal. Here, this page actually tells us about the total cases in India and other and the foreigners who are affected in our country, and the death rate and active cases in our country. And it also shows a bar graph of how it's increasing or decreasing day to day life, and it also shows the exact number of people who are affected and deaths and cured in respective states, and it is actually auto updating page we have attached to this. And here also is a map, so that if you search for a state, it will show the confirmed cases and the queue cases and death rates. And here is a chatbot. Actually, what explain who's the chatbot in the. So next is the related information. Here is the symptoms about the COVID-19. Whether you feel that you are affected with the virus, and next is protection measures for everyone. Once they get affected, you should follow this and other useful resources about the World Health Organization, other government websites. Next is helpline numbers. In this, we give all the helpline numbers of the respective 36 states, including the unit territories, and, so that they can. So the next feature is. So the next feature is in case of emergency case, like we have, if you are in an emergency case, you can click here book an appointment. This tags to the actual government page of the. Here in this case, we have attached the Uttarakhand government's website, so they can book the doctors, and they can give the information about themselves whether they are affected to the virus. This is the situation. Next is photo redistribution option. So this is one of the important feature in our application. So this, as I said, this love is not only meant for caring, but also for sharing. Also for sharing. So yeah, this is a key feature of our app, which is nothing else photo description. As I said, this is an important feature of our app, which contains a good chain platform to link two different sides of the people. Like one hand, we are seeing many people from the roadside are longing for a single day meal, but on the other hand, there are many people who are wasting their meals day by day. So I assure you guys that this is one of the important feature to the two different sides of the people. Here we have two options like you can share your food, and it includes the name and address, important details to share your food. And here is the option, so that you can post that I'm in this specific location and I need food, and you can get benefit. So we will submit this database made to get this app, and this database will be submitted to them, and they will take their respective actions. And next is volunteers portal. This portal actually allows volunteers to update and manage their personal details and preferences online, and communicate with the other volunteers using this forum, and useful information and uses. So we have the plugin from the third party, like Zoho company. So they can inform that I will want it for during this pandemic situation, and they will put their details in here, and we will submit this database to the government. So next is government doctor appointment. So this is also a online platform given by our government, which is OR system. Is a framework to link the various hospitals across the country for Aadhaar-based online registration and appointment system. Where the counter-based ODP system registrations follow, and the portal facilitates the online appointment with various departments of different hospitals using KYC, and you are guided using registration with UIDAI, and which means that unique health identification number. And if Aadhaar number is already linked with the UHID number, this then you can easily get the doctor appointments online. And here you can see the number of hospitals and online appointment taken today, and day-to-day life online appointment and e-hospitals, and it shows exactly availability of the doctors online. Next is chatbot. Here we have that's the government hospitals and private hospitals in Uttarakhand. We have attached some of the updated videos of the respective government, like in this case, this is a video of team of Uttarakhand, and here this is our picture of where you can give a name and mail ID for the doctor's name, and this you can submit information, and this database is we will submit to the government. And after using our app, the doctors will provide their information and their ideas about our app. So that's it. Next is I'll be teaching about how to start with WordPress. So yesterday, day before yesterday, we saw this. This is the blog which is created using HTML by English, and now I'll be creating this with WordPress. So WordPress, let me give a small introduction about WordPress. WordPress is known as CMD. Uh, it is used for the person who have no coding knowledge, or it is a simple platform to build a website. Like you can build a website within if you take HTML language or other programming languages, it takes so much of time. So I am using WordPress, but I would never recommend you to use WordPress because it never teaches you any coding language or other things. But if you go with the HTML type of programming, you can learn stuff. Uh, so so WordPress is the simplest and the most powerful way to create a one website of In fact, WordPress powers over 30% of all the website on the internet. There's more than 1 in 4 of website that we use in day-to-day life are likely powered by the WordPress. And on more slightly technical level, if I say that WordPress is an open source content management system, which means that anyone can use or modify the WordPress software for it. And it is also known as a content management system, and is basically for a tool that makes it easy to manage important aspects of a website, like content, without needing or know anything about programming. The end result is that WordPress makes building a website accessible to anyone, even people who aren't developers. So it has a many simple features like do the heading here, the title here, the tabs, and you can add paragraph here. So it also has a list option and a gallery. You can use the gallery to choose your photos to. But yeah, but if you say in the HTML perspective, it is very difficult to upload the images,
Aravind,
single image also.
Aravind,
Yes.
Aravind, sorry to interrupt you. Can you please be a bit louder?
Okay, okay.
Sorry to disturb.
Is this audible?
Yeah, now fine.
Okay. But then if you go in case of HTML side, it is difficult to upload a single image. But in the case of WordPress, you can upload many images with the simple options. Then next coming to the, you can also add headings and next quotes and the common blocks like videos. You can also add videos if you want to here. But in if you take in HTML side, it is quite difficult. But it gives more knowledge. Next is a cover photo you can add here and files. Anything you can add with the WordPress. So there's more features when comparing to the HTML side. You can also embed other third-party applications like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, etc. So if you want to install WordPress, there are more YouTube videos regarding how to install WordPress. In my case, I am using SAM server, which is a database for creating me this website. And there are other ways to also install WordPress. XAMPP is, if you want to know the XAMPP is it is known as a backend server. Like, you can see here, when you come to the other website, you can see like local or something. XAMPP is a server which is used for storing data uh, and other things. It is known as a backend process, but front-end process is known as like this. This is a front-end process. Okay. Now, if you coming to what is known as a backend process, like if here you can submit your name, mail ID, and a phone number, and send message. This will go to the our database. This is known as a backend process. And one who do both the front end and the back end work, they are known as a full stackers. So coming to the WAMP server, there are more than 5 types of server like a WAMP, XAMPP, and anything you can use. But its main use is to store. It's to act as a database. Like in my case, my database is you can give your username and server and click. So this is known as my database, and here the MySQL is used, and the PHP is also used. So you can create a new database with this and give it a database name like and you just create. It's already existing. So database is created. You can give your name. And then give the number of columns like name, system department, information. Thank you. So here you can give the information that is needed, like here name and mail ID, phone number. So the name must be in the type of uh, text, and mail ID can be anything. So I'm giving that. This includes both text and numbers, and phone number. This must be only in detail. So I'm giving it detail. And the length can be anything. I give mail ID, phone number. It was 10 minutes. So my database is created, and once you submit the data in the front end side, this is processed to the backend. Then I would like to give some of the tips that you can, if you want to come in the side of programming. That's it. You can explore GitHub, which is known as an open platform. GitHub is known as an open platform, so that you can explore others' code, and you can post your code, and you can experience other person's coding language, and you can use it for your projects. Next is pick one language. Then if you are interested in C programming, start with C programming, or there are plenty of languages like Ruby, Python, etc. You can choose any one, and be strong with one thing. And so in our app, there is also a calling feature so that you can call. It's a toll-free integration. You can call to the respective person, like how to click this. You can call this with this. Taking this post number, and you can call the respective person. This is known as API. API is nothing but application programming interface, which defines the interaction between multiple software. And we are using a ellipse site. It is known as API. So this acts as an intermediate for accessing the call feature. So it's free to use. So I'm concluding my session. I hope you will. Thank you.
Web design is not just what it looks like and feels like. It's all about how it works. Thank you, Aravind. You have given a clear view on how to work on web designing. Thanks a lot for being more precise and explaining in the best way. Now I would like to ask few questions on behalf of our participants. Shall I? Aravind?
Okay.
The
Yes.
first question is what is meant by API?
As I said, API is a application programming interface, which defines the interaction between multiple softwares. Like I said, we used this particular API, which is used for calling feature, and there are many APIs which includes call feature and texting, and send SMS to other persons. So this is known as API.
Okay, then how is embedding of websites done?
Embedding of website is done. It is an easy process where image SRC tag can be used to embed a particular website like fashions.
The third question is how to convert our HTML pages into a web application.
That yesterday Bart told you should use that app kisser app to convert web pages. Or what's the question? How to convert HTML?
How to convert our HTML pages into a web application.
Web-based application. Yes, that yesterday Bharat told us how to convert that application. You should use the app kisser app, and you should put that file in a zip folder, and it will be converted. It's a simple process.
Then what's XAMPP server, why it's needed? XAMPP server, why it's needed?
Yeah, I already told this. This is used for a database purpose. This is not a backend server. It is mainly used for database purpose. That's known as a sample. There are many types of servers. Like I'm using them, and you can use XAMPP, and there are many servers. It acts as a internet for a database purpose.
Thank you, Aravind, for giving such a wonderful explanation. Now, I feel no duty is more important than returning thanks. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the entire fraternity of St. Joseph's Institute of Technology, St. Joseph's Group of Institutions. Also, I extend a hearty thanks to Mr. Aravind in helping us to understand about web designing. Once again, thank you, Aravind. My heartfelt thanks to our beloved chairman, Dr. B. Babu Manoharan sir, for his consistent support and encouragement in conducting this webinar. And my sincere thanks to our managing director, Mrs. B. J.C. Priya ma'am, and our director sir, Mr. Sashishekar, and our principal sir, Dr. B. Ravichandran, for their guidance in conducting this webinar. I also thank our head of department, Dr. C. Jnana Kausalya ma'am, staff and student affairs, and Dr. G. Rohini ma'am, lab affairs, and all the other faculties for organizing this event successfully. Last but not the least, I thank all the active participants for your support. Thank you all. I would like to announce that tomorrow at 4 p.m. there will be another webinar on web Android app development by Ms. Hemalata. Kindly do register and participate. Thank you.
Aravind?
Hello, Bino sir. Hello. Hello, Bino sir.
Yes, sir.